LCD coder is a special device used to program Rolan model remote controls. The main purpose of this device is to create a bond between the supplier and installer and their customers. The only supplier that can supply a new remote control to a system coded with this product will be the company that installed the system. Another advantage of this product is that when a new remote control is required for an installed system, the new remote control can be programmed at the seller's premises and the buyer can start using it directly in their project. In this scenario, the automatic learning mode of the receivers in the project must be left on. This way, technical support costs are kept to a minimum. If you have not purchased the remotes with MK product code and Scorpion emblem on the back, which are coded by our company, it means that the products you purchased were sent to you uncoded and with an empty memory. Remotes sent with an empty memory must be programmed with LCD coder product before use. This one you see is coded by our company. And this one is an uncoded remote. Rolan 2 and Rolan 2 MK. To mention briefly here, we can do branding work for your company and put your company's logo on the remote controls for high volume purchases. When you supply the energy to the device, you will see remote counter menu. This text that appears when the device is turned on shows how many times the program has been given with this device. A device can produce a maximum of 65,535 different IDs. Firm, the code that appears in this title shows the code assigned to your company. We provide different codes for each company. In the device heading, the code of the device assigned to your company is shown. A maximum of 255 different LCD coders can be assigned to one company's code. The right arrow key is used to enter the next heading in the menu, and the left arrow key is used to go back. The remote model menu is accessed by pressing the right arrow key. In the remote model menu, you can select which remote controls to program. This device can be used to program Rolan or VPU series remote controls. To program all remote controls of the Rolan series DK6 and VM12 remote controls, continue by selecting the Rolan heading. From choosing remote mode menu, you can select whether to program the remote controls or read the remote control information. To continue to the programming menu, press the right arrow key. Determine code. This menu is a very important point in the programming process. If a project is to be done for the first time, the desired project number is given to the remote control and programming is continued. After this, the same project number should be given to all remote controls that will be retold to the project. Therefore, the number given to the project should be noted somewhere and should not be forgotten. In addition, it is important to select a different project number for each project as a security measure. For example, if the doors of two companies are installed next to each other and the same project number is selected for both and the receivers are put into automatic learning mode, both receivers will learn a remote control programmed with this project number. Thus, both companies' doors will be opened with the same remote control and a security problem will occur. To prevent this, different project numbers must be selected for different installations and their records must be kept. Select the project number you want and continue. For example, let's select the project number 5 for this remote and continue. Code. The number that appears next to the code heading in this menu indicates which project is selected. After this stage, we are ready to program the remote control. One point to note here is that the coding process should be done in a place that is not exposed to direct sunlight. In this way, infrared coding can be done easily. Each remote control is put into programming mode differently. For example, to put the Rolan 2 model remote control into programming mode, both buttons are pressed together. If the LED on the remote control starts to light continuously, this means that the remote control is in the programming mode. Bring the infrared reading point of the remote control closer to the reading area on the right side of the device. This reading point can be in a different place on each remote control. When you press the OK button, a tick mark appears in the upper right corner and two short beeps are heard, meaning that the remote control has received the program. If you press the OK button and two long beeps are heard and cross mark appear, it means that the programming is not completed. You can reprogram a remote control that you coded for a different project to make it compatible with a new project. Code reading heading shows which project code is given to the remote control. When we come to the read heading and press the right arrow button, the device will enter the reading mode. After entering this menu, press the button of the remote control whose project code you want to learn. If no code has been given to the remote control, or if it has been given with a device from another company, an error reading error will occur and the code cannot be read. The same error is encountered in MK-coded remote controls with Scorpion emblem in the back purchased from our company because the codes of the remote controls are given by our LCD coded devices. For example, when we press the button of MK-coded product, we recommend that you come to this section after each programming process and verify that the remote control has received the correct project code. This completes the programming phase of the remote control. The receiver card we use as an example here is RPA model. Make a suitable power connection to the receiver card. We need to put the receiver into learning mode. You can learn how to put each receiver into learning mode from their user manuals. The button on the receiver card is pressed and held, and the receiver enters the learning mode. After this, when the button on the remote control is pressed once and two short beeps are heard, the remote control will be learned by the receiver. In addition, the project assignment and code data will be introduced to the receiver card. Now the receiver will only work with remote controls coded with this device by giving this project number. We can also teach a new remote control to this receiver by selecting this project number. Now let's teach the other Rolan series remotes to this project. This remote you see here is Rolan 4S. Continue by choosing Rolan. Programming mode. Project number 5. So when we press the fourth button of Rolan 4S and hold it, it enters the programming mode. This model is Rolan Y2 and enters the programming mode by pressing the two buttons together. This model is DK6 model, and the remote enters the programming mode by holding and pressing the 6th button. And the infrared reading point is here. This remote model is called Rolan 4B, and it enters the programming mode by pressing and holding the 4th button. And the infrared reading point is here. This remote model is called VM12, and it enters the programming mode by pressing and holding the down button. And the infrared reading point is here. Another thing I want to touch on here is how you can use the automatic learning system with this device. Let's put the receiver in automatic learning mode. If your receiver has an automatic learning mode, how to put it in this mode is written in the user manual of the receivers. The RPA model enters automatic learning mode by turning dip switch number 2 to the on position. In this scenario, for example, a new remote were requested for your relevant project. Let's select the relevant project number and program the remotes. Programming. This one was project number 5. And let's program this Rolan 4S model. When the user takes the remote, goes to the receiver and presses the remote button once, the receiver will understand that the remote is coded for the same project and the registration will be made. When the remote button is pressed a second time, the new remote is ready for use. This way, the new remote control will be taught to the device without any further intervention. However, the receiver will not work with a remote control coded by another company or by you, but selecting a different project number. For example, let's code this remote as project number 4. This one is Rolan 2 with white color. Let's select the project number 4. So get the code, but it's not working with the receiver. For example, if we code this one with project number 5, now it's learned by the receiver. If there is a point you would like to learn more about, you can contact us through our contact information on our website. Thank you for watching.